People always ask the same question when they come to Las Vegas. Is Fremont Street better than the Strip? And the fact that this argument still exists at all, it tells you that Fremont refuses to die. I'm walking you through the heart of Fremont Street Experience, and this does not feel like modern Vegas. This feels like Vegas remembering who it actually is. Fremont Street isn't themed. It's not curated. Fremont Street is what I prefer to call layered. It's decades of Vegas stacked one on top of the other on top of the other. Every casino here has a past. And some of them, they're not exactly proud of it. Now, before the Strip had fountains and replicas of Europe, Fremont was Las Vegas. Gambling became legal in Nevada around about 1931, and Fremont exploded almost overnight. This stretch became America's wildest main street. There were no illusions, there was no family-friendly branding, you didn't have two guys running around with like white Bengal tigers. It was just neon, cash, and some very bad decisions. If you look around, you're going to see traces of that era. Fremont gave us Vegas Vic. I'm going to point him out later. The neon cowboy who stood right here on the street waving people in for decades, and he's still here. He wasn't advertising luxury though. He was advertising pure and simple gambling. And later, his counterpart Vegas Vicky joined him. She was a little cheekier, a little more controversial, very Fremont. She's not in this video, but she is in one of the casinos. Can any of you tell me which one it is? Because I can't remember, and I know it's one of these casinos down here on the Fremont Strip. These signs weren't art. They were competition. They were to drive people into the casinos. A bit like the Strip, Fremont's history isn't clean. That's kind of part of the appeal of it though. It's a little bit grittier down here. Figures like Benny Binion ran casinos just steps from where I'm walking now. There it is. Binion helped turn poker into a legitimate spectacle, hosting what would eventually become the World Series of Poker. That's right, right here, downtown in the Fremont Street area, the World Series of Poker. Fremont wasn't just about gambling, but it was about serious gambling. Ironically, Fremont's biggest rival was born from one of its own, Bugsy Siegel. He helped create the Strip, and I talked about him a bit in my Cartzilla video. He pitched luxury resorts outside of downtown and away from the chaos. The Strip became what it is, polished, sexy. But Fremont stayed dangerous. And over time, the tourists, naturally, they followed the polish. There he is, guys, Vegas Vic. I told you I'd point him out. By the 1980s and 90s, Fremont was in serious trouble. Casinos were closing, crime was rising, and the Strip had moved on. At one point, people genuinely thought this place was finished. That amazing canopy above us wasn't built to look pretty. It was built to save Fremont. Instead of copying the Strip, Fremont doubled down on the chaos that was here. Louder music, massive LED visuals, zip lines flying overhead. You've seen them a few times. It's anything but subtle. But subtle has never worked in Vegas. Vegas is over the top. So in the modern day, Fremont attracts a very specific crowd. Not people chasing luxury or 5-star, but people chasing stories, people chasing fun. It attracts locals, it attracts first-time Vegas visitors who wandered off the strip, and it attracts people who miss when Vegas felt just that little bit more dangerous. This is where the characters of Vegas still exist. It's not all about brands down here. And that's why street performers belong here, in a way they don't on the strip. On the strip, entertainment is booked, ticketed, managed. On Fremont, it survives on confidence and crowd reaction. If people stop, you win. If they don't, you move on. That's the logic of Fremont Street. Some people walk this street and say this is dirty, loud, overwhelming. Others say this is the only part of Vegas that still feels like it should. And honestly, they're both a bit right. Fremont doesn't warm you up. It throws you straight into the middle of it and lets you decide if you belong. So here's a hot take for everybody. The strip doesn't actually feel like Vegas anymore. It feels like a luxury shopping mall. I mentioned that in the Cartzilla video. It just happens to have slot machines in it. Fremont still feels like a bit of a gamble. I got another hot take for you here too while we walk through the Four Queens casino. When people imagine Vegas in their heads, I think they're imagining this, not the strip. They're imagining neon, noise, chaos, people making questionable decisions at 2 a.m. The strip these days, it seems to sell like an image, this 6-star lifestyle, you know, the limousine, the fancy room, the swim-up pool bars. You see, the strip still sells Vegas as all of that, plus the casinos. But Fremont lives the real image of Vegas. And here's the thing, if you hate Fremont, you're probably not wrong. It's loud, it's crowded, it's intense, but the people who love it really love it. And none of this means that the strip is bad. Vegas works so well because it has both. The strip sells the dream, it sells the luxury. And Fremont reminds you where it all came from to begin with. And we're back to this, the Fremont Street canopy. The strip builds up, Fremont decided to build over you. You've got Slotzilla zipline flying overhead, this massive LED ceiling that's just blasting visuals at your eyes, and you've got all this music competing from 3 different stages. It's complete and utter sensory overload. And that's exactly why some people love it. And it's exactly why some others can't wait to escape back to the relative sanity of the Strip. Tell me this wouldn't be shut down instantly on the Strip. Fremont lets Vegas be weird, and that's part of its charm. Live music is everywhere down here. It's not hidden inside the clubs or behind velvet ropes. You can just walk up, stop, dance, or don't. It's Vegas without the dress code. So, is old Vegas better? If you want luxury, polish, and postcard Vegas, the Strip is always going to win. But if you want energy, history, cheaper drinks, and a version of Vegas that doesn't care what you think, Fremont might just steal your heart. Personally, I think Vegas needs both. But I know exactly where I'd come if I wanted to feel the city's soul. Let me know, are you Team Fremont or Team Strip? Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe.